Hello, welcome back. My name is Ari and it's time for Dungeons of Books. So if you're new here, this is a game every month where I take a D20, I roll it on a board, and I use this D20 to help me choose my TBR. It's pretty straightforward. We'll get into the game in just a moment. But first up, a little housekeeping. I'm recording this pretty early in the month because when this goes live, I'm going to be on like the tail end of my vacation. So I got to record it early, which means I haven't gotten through many of last month's books yet, but we'll discuss them and I will tell you what I'm going to do about not having read these yet. The first book that I needed to read but haven't is The Custom of the Country by Edith Wharton. I'll get to it. I haven't gotten to it yet. Way Back List was A Good Marriage by Kimberly McCreet. I did get through this, so this is done. It was kind of lackluster. I also finished The Vegetarian, which was a standalone novel. This was also lackluster, but I think I'm just too stupid to understand it. New to me author was The Unlikely Adventures of the Shergill Sisters. I haven't gotten to this yet at all. Page one book was The People's History of Heaven, A People's History of Heaven by Matangi Subramani. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right at all, but I have not gotten to this either. Then my audiobook was The Mermaid of Jeju by, I don't remember, Sumi Hong. That could have been either one of them. Covers over here. Haven't started this yet because I've got an audiobook arc that is taking forever because it's so long. And continuous series was Monstrous Volume 2 by Marjorie Liu. Haven't gotten to this either. So, do I think I can get to the 5 books that I haven't read? Yes. Yes, I do. But if I don't, what I'm going to do is I will put up a short early at the beginning of the month of me pulling books out of the Jar of Doom for every book that I don't finish this month. So if I don't finish the 5 that I have left over, Jar of Doom. I think I can finish all 5 of these. I really do. But we'll see. So from there, let's just jump right into the rolls. We're gonna go through this. First prompt, as you just saw, was favorite colors. Colors. My favorite colors are pink and yellow, and I couldn't find anything with both pink and yellow on it, and I really don't have anything pink. I could find red and yellow, but I don't like red, so I just went with mostly a yellow cover, and for that I chose Jubilee by Margaret Walker. Now this, from my understanding, is similar to Gone with the Wind. It's like the same kind of story as Gone with the Wind, but it's written by a black woman instead of a white woman, so it's going to handle race differently, and that's like the main problem with Gone with the Wind. Is I like Scarlett as a character and how she's such an unlikable female character, but the book overall is so racist with like the Mammy character that I don't feel comfortable loving the book. So let's see what we get in Jubilee. next prompt I have is shelf 1. Shelf 1. This is basically, I have a TBR shelf behind you, and it's got 3 shelves on it, and I just had to pick a book from the first shelf. That's it. That shelf is science fiction and fantasy that I have bought for myself and haven't gotten like in a book box or anything like that. And for that, I'm going to read Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I have been putting this softly on my TBR for months now and never gotten around to reading it because it's like, oh, it's on my TBR, but it's not on my like Dungeons of Books TBR, so I could set this aside and not reading it, but I want to read it, so it is going on the official TBR this month. Next prompt was thriller. Thriller. I have 1 thriller left on my shelf. I'm sure I have like other thrillers like on my like non-owned TBR that I want to read, but I have 1 thriller left on my shelf. I discovered that I'm not a huge thriller fan, so I kind of stopped reading or stopped buying thrillers. I still read a couple, but this prompt is probably gonna go out next year or whenever I end up recycling or starting over with the prompts, which I assume is gonna be next year. But I chose A Flicker in the Dark by Stacey Willingham, so I don't know what this is about. Apparently, this girl grew up in Louisiana and a bunch of girls went missing. Her father confessed to the crime, and she's had to deal with her entire life knowing her father is a pedophile murderer who's in jail. And then something happens. I don't know. I didn't read past that because I don't care. But this is the thriller choice. Wish me luck. Next one is recent purchase. So this I think is pretty straightforward. It's a book that I've purchased recently. So every month how I do it is if I haul a book, I will put it in a pile on top of my bookshelf. So I have them set aside and ready to go to film my haul video at the end of the month. So I just went to my lovely little haul shelf and pulled a book from it. I mean, that made sense. I pulled a book from close to the top, like the most recent of my hauled purchases. So this is a spoiler for the haul, but I picked up Electra by Jennifer Saint. Now, this is the woman who wrote Ariadne last year, and I have a very sneaking suspicion that this is going to be on the Goodreads choice for fantasy this year because of that. So I picked this up. This is the Barnes & Noble book club special edition copy. I don't know what's special edition about it. I have no idea. But it comes with a fancy Barnes & Noble book club bookmark. But yeah, I haven't seen the regular edition, so I don't know the difference. But yeah, this is about some sort of Greek retelling about somebody named Electra. Okay, so Electra is Clytemnestra's, I can't say that, and Agamemnon's youngest daughter, and Agamemnon was, like, got rid of his first wife, whose name I can't say, in order to chase down Helen of Troy, right? So this is the Iliad, right? This is the story of the Iliad from the perspective of Agamemnon's oldest daughter from his first marriage. There you go. Final prompt is black or white spine. So this is, I hope, really straightforward. The spine of the book needs to be black and or white, and is both. Let's see if it'll focus on this instead of my face. So I don't think Mark Lawrence is a very good person, which I've spoken about before, but I purchased these books before I learned that, so I'm trying to, you know, get through them and get them off of my shelf and get them out of my apartment. So I'm gonna finish out this trilogy and then never have to read anything by Mark Lawrence again. Yay! I also want to note that I was sneaky this month and I filmed my Did You Read That Old TBR video before doing this video, so I could sneak at least one book from that TBR onto my Dungeons of Books TBR. Anyway, from there, let's go to the jars. I have 2 jars that I pull from every month. This is series continuations and this is audiobooks. I have to read the book that comes out of here or replace it with 2 of my choice. Let's start with the series. We're gonna read this series. Last month was really good to me with the series, so I have a feeling this is not going to be good to me. What do we got? Not focusing, but I think you can see it. So this is Raybearer by Jordan Fueko. I need to read the second book in the Raybearer series, and that series is done. So this is what this jar is for, is to actually finish series, but I'm excited to read. I'll have the cover up over here. I'm gonna have to borrow it from my library. I don't remember what the name of the second book in the Raybearer series is, but the first book is Raybearer. So yay, I'm kind of excited about that one. This is young adult fantasy. All right, let's do the audiobook cup now. What's in the audiobook cup? Audiobook. Let's go. This is Don't Let It Get You Down. Did I read that right? Okay, I don't know what this is, so let's find out. Don't Let It Get You Down by Savala Nolan. This is a essay collection on race, gender, and the body. So I understand why I picked it up now, but nonfiction, essay collection, sure. It seems pretty short. It's only 6 hours and 46 minutes on normal speed, and I listened to pretty much everything at least 2 times speed. So yeah, I think I can get through this pretty quickly. Okay, continuing the Mistborn reread that I'm doing, I will be reading The Well of Ascension this month. This month I have 3 arcs that I will be reading, so look forward to the arc vlog. As I mentioned earlier, I am doing another Did You Read That haul from June of 2 years ago, and I'm participating in whatever you want-a-thon, but I don't really know that I'm going to plan out any content around it. I'm just gonna participate in it. So I'll link the whatever you want-a-thon announcement video down in the comments below if you're interested in participating, but I don't really plan to have any content specifically centered around whatever you want-a-thon. I will probably theme my end of month wrap up around it, so you get something. Okay, that's everything in my TBR this month. Tell me down in the comments below what is on your TBR this month, or if you don't plan out a TBR or have nothing else to say, leave an emoji in your favorite color. Anyway, I will see you in the next video. Bye.